Here's a quick take 10 practice for you. We're going to lie in a position called constructive rest pose, which you're probably familiar with, but if not, this is a great practice if you're feeling a bit tight in your back, if your body's a bit achy, if you need a bit of a pickup, you haven't got time for a long rest, then take 10, bring yourself down into constructive rest pose, and we're going to do some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So be comfortable, lie yourself down on the carpet or on a mat, and you might want something under your head, but you don't want to upset the alignment of your head and neck, so just something under the head so that it's not too hard on the ground. And now your feet, the placement of your feet. So your feet are about hip distance apart and they don't want to be too far in, so your heels aren't really close to your buttocks, because when they're like this, I can feel the pressure on my heels, and they don't want to be way out here either. So you want to bring them so they're about halfway in between, almost like you were balancing two playing cards, one on top of, one leaning against the other, and you've got to find that point of balance where they are self-supporting. That's what you want to do with your knees. So you're finding that point of balance where they're self-supporting, where it really doesn't take any effort to hold them there. So if I've got them in here, that's too close. It's not comfortable. There's tightness around my knees. If I've got them too far away, it's not so comfortable either on my lower back. But if I can find a place in the middle, so there's a little bit of space in the joints, and you just find that point where it's comfortable for you to bring your feet. And then once you've found that place, just let your feet open to the earth underneath, arms down by your sides, or you could bring one hand, bring your hands onto your rib cage and let the fingers meet. So the fingers are connected, and you just got your fingers over the bottom of the rib cage, your hands, and the fingers are meeting in the middle. And then we're going to just begin to breathe in and breathe out. So as you breathe in and the rib cage expands, you should be able to have space then between your fingers, and as you breathe out, the fingers will come back to touch again. So you're breathing in into your ribs, breathing out. And if you can breathe in and out, just 2 or 3 more times, just to get a sense of the movement here. If you can feel that movement through your rib cage. If you're not feeling much there, then maybe put one hand below and one hand above your navel. And see if you can feel that. And you might be comfortable there, taking some nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. But if you really need to bring your stress levels down fast, then a nice breathing practice to do here is called the WHO breath. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, and then you're going to purse your lips and breathe out almost like you're making that WHO sound, like. So now you've done a few breaths before the WHO breath. Now feel what the WHO breath does. You're going to breathe in through your nose, purse your lips, and breathe out through pursed lips. Notice the difference that makes. It really settles the body much quicker. Breathe in through your nose. Let's do 10 rounds of the WHO breath, and you can count these on your fingers, hands down by your side, and you can just tuck all your fingers in and take a breath in, and as you're breathing out, release one finger. Breathing in through your nose. Release another finger out. And carry on. Keep going, that's 5 breaths for me. Now the 6th breath in through your nose. Pursed lips out through your mouth, nice and slow. Refining this as you go, and you'll notice that your breaths get longer and your out breaths get longer, and you can even pause at the end of each breath so that the whole process slows down. And you really refine it so the out breath is so long and slow that if there was a feather just above your lips, that you wouldn't be blowing it away. You're really lengthening and refining the out breath. And you let each out breath soften the body even more. Shoulders let go, more of your body releases into the floor. Nice, long, slow out breath. One more. And at the end of that last breath, just notice now how your back's resting upon the floor, your feet are still on the floor, you're still in constructive rest pose. But notice the points of contact of your back and your shoulder girdle. And just notice now how you feel. After those 10, 12, 13 rounds of nice, slow out breaths. And when you rest in constructive rest pose like this, it really helps release the psoas. So the psoas, the iliac-psoas muscle is quite a long complex of muscles that get really tight from too much sitting. And this is a nice way, a nice passive restorative way to release some tightness from the psoas. So while you're breathing beautifully and deeply, it's also a restorative practice for softening and lengthening the psoas. So to come out, make sure you move slowly. You don't want to undo that work you just did. And bring yourself up nice and slowly. And go back to whatever it was you were doing. And notice how you feel at the end of that. 10 minutes of constructive rest pose and the Who breath. A very powerful combination. A quick reset for you. Hope you enjoy it. Come back and do it often. Namaste.